think that one of the really interesting things about the pavilions that brings something new is the ability to sort of curate special content that may not have come through the typical organic abstract submission process. We have a number of sponsors for each of the pavilions, and those sponsors have put forward their experts within that content area to really try and curate for a good experience within that. And so from an open source perspective, we've brought in a number of ideas and concepts to look at the really current issues when it comes to using open source for clinical data reporting. Yeah, so the traditional conference sessions are going to have individual experts from across the industry that have their ideas and want to share the work that they've been doing that's helping to share knowledge across with their industry peers. What we've done here is we've centralized that and thought about what do we think are some of the key issues and topics that people will care about, and then we've searched out some of the best experts that can come and talk about that, and we've invited them to come in through panels, through workshops, that sort of thing, so that the attendees are going to see a much more consolidated messaging around some of the most impactful areas within the industry. And so other than the content itself, I think one thing that brings something unique to the pavilion is that all of the content, for example, within the open source pavilion, is going to be within the same room over a course of 2 days. And for those that are choosing to spend time at the pavilion, they're going to see the same faces, the same people in the room, in the audience, the entire time. And we hope that actually helps to build a connection between the people that are attending. So we think that at the Connect, the pavilions within the Connect is actually going to enhance their ability to network with their peers that are interested in the same topics. So within the open source pavilion specifically, we have 2 panels that are planned, we have 2 workshops that are planned, and we actually have something that we're putting in the works that we're calling the block party, where we're going to have some of the different organizations and groups across the industry looking at open source come in and, much like a neighborhood block party, kind of take a few minutes to talk about what they're doing and what's important to them, and then open it up for people to mingle and talk and try and find ways that they can work together. It's a new concept. It is something that the leaders within the industry have said these are the really important topics that we want to make sure that our community has access to, and access to what the experts are working on. And so it's a really great opportunity to sort of fast track your way into some of these hot topics across the industry and get a really rich experience to learn about it. In terms of the agenda, we have 2 panels that are planned. One is a panel discussion that we've seen before at the US Connects around GXP validation and compliance, but we're also going to have a panel on change management to think about the impact on people and the staff that are going through this change. We're also going to have 2 interactive hands-on workshops. So we have one workshop that's going to give people an experience of what it means to have metadata-driven automation and how to connect that with open source tools. And we're going to have a hands-on workshop on agentic coding. We definitely wanted to bring AI into this and the open source AI tools. And we want to give people an experience of both the ease at which it is to enter, but also the challenge that come with really trying to build up agentic coding. And then another session that we're going to have is a design thinking session around the question of sustainability. We have a lot of open source tools that have been developed over the last 4 to 5 years that are brand new and are being supported, such as those that are in Pharmaverse. And so there's a question around sustainability and how those make sure those tools continue to exist and continue to support as companies are bringing into their pipeline. And we want to have an interactive session with attendees to understand what they think are the concerns and the benefits and the challenges around sustainability of these tools over the long term.